So, we're back live from the Wurth Auto Fair 2018 from the Wurth showroom in Zebbug. Once again, sim racing Malta with the sim racing challenge this weekend. And now we're gonna have another round of qualifications, and obviously those of you that would like to join us for further qualifications, we're open till 7. Then the top 16 drivers will pass for the finals tomorrow. Justin, a word of you, because we won't see you so much more now, because you'll be behind.
Well, for those who have just joined us now, we're doing a Race of Champions style challenge, and the drivers will have one try on one simulator and another one on the second simulator. So you have 2 times to do qualifying. We have the rigs, both of them are the same, with the GT Omega Racing cockpit, and we have the Fanatec steering wheel, the version 2.5, along with the Wurth Ultimate pedals. And on the second one, we have the Logitech G29, along with the Fanatec version 3 pedals. We're going to do, as Adrian said, we already did the first round, and if those who did not come yet, they can come and do the first round, and then they do the second round as well. We have till 7 in the evening, so we have plenty of time to come and do your best on the simulators. Then we do the, as you said, the top 16 tomorrow, the finals, or we can call them the finals. That's basically it. You have 3 minutes of practice, so you can get the hang of the track, and then 2 minutes waiting time just to prepare yourself. And we have 2 laps, because you have to do 1 lap, and then you switch to the other side of the lap to do the second lap. Then you switch to the other simulator, and that's basically it. So you have 2 times of racing. We have good times; they are quite close. Yeah. And yes, so even though you don't have a simulator at home, or you never tried one, you can come and practice and see the feeling of the simulators. Both you have the Fanatec and the Logitech, along with different kind of pedals, so you can come and try even before you purchase. Maybe you're interested in Fanatec or pedals, you can come and try them here, and obviously you can talk to us and we can help you get these stuff. Thanks to the sponsor by Adrian.
So obviously, as Justin said, we need to thank all our sponsors. Thank Wurth for having us here this weekend, World Pro Racing, GT Omega, Malta for providing us with the internet for this weekend, and also for our races, online races that we do. And would like to thank also Fanatec, Wurth, Sparko, and I hope Textor. It's a very, very important supporter of ours, and also Genesis. So we're using Genesis headphones, and Textor is supplying the computer hardware. So without these people, obviously we cannot do this. And now we're going for a short break, and we'll be back with the first qualifying again, with the first 2 drivers for the second round.
Gigabit Internet issa f'Malta. Gawdi mill-Giga Power biss mal-Melita Flexi.
And welcome back. As you can see now, we have Terence Grek on SRM1 and Kurt Camilleri on SRM2 doing their practice session before their second trial for qualifying. We have a second round of qualifiers, and obviously those that possibly didn't manage to come yet, they have till 7 to do so and come and qualify. Tomorrow we'll have the finals, top 16 finals from the morning till around noon, and then at 12:30 we're going to have the podium presentation. Would like to also invite you to come here to the Wurth Auto Fair at their Zebbug showroom, where you can see various live demonstrations of their equipment related to the automotive industry. So as soon actually time of practice is over, we're just waiting for the drivers to pass over the finish line. So now they have a short break before the actual race so that they can clock a qualifying time, where we have Terence Grek on SRM1, Kurt Camilleri on SRM2. Following this session, they will swap and make the second round. So a quick word with Terence. Terence, now it's, I think, the third challenge with us, apart obviously the races with GT Omega RPM Sport. So how do you see this new challenge we created here for the Wurth Auto Fair?
Yeah, it's a great experience. This is the first time that we did something like this. So yeah, it's exciting, looking forward for it.
Great, this is your second try. Actually, you have the best times till now, so.
Yeah, so far so good, and I have some little time to improve a bit much, so yeah, hopefully I do it.
It's not very good news for your opponents, where you have some more time. Quick word with Kurt. Your second try, what you gonna do now?
I try to be better. We'll see for tomorrow.
You try to beat Terence.
Today is most important to settle the track and get to know more. Tomorrow is the race.
So we'll leave them getting prepared. In 1 minute 20 seconds the race will start, and they will clock their qualifying time. They both will try to do better than their first qualifying sessions in this second session. So we're like 30 seconds away now from the start of this session. And let's see if they manage to do better times. We have Terence Grek on SRM1 and Kurt Camilleri on SRM2. Here they go. the leaders on the final lap. Actually, both of them are on the final lap. You see there is Terence SRM1, Kurt SRM2. And I'm gonna make my way to Justin to see the times they are clocking. In the meantime, then they would change positions. Let's see. We saw a very close finish there. I am next to Justin. Justin, give us the times of SRM1 Terence Grek, SRM2 Kurt Camilleri.
So SRM1 clocked 1:19.029 and SRM2 1:19.131. So SRM1 obviously takes this round with 1:19.029.
Great. Now they will change positions so that they go for the second run. Go the same procedure with practice, then the actual race. You see Omar helping them out. So, drivers are ready. Yes, and he's gonna start the session, and they can go now. And off they go. So this is the second session for Terence and Kurt. When we have now Kurt on SRM1 and Terence on SRM2. They are running through practice time right now. We're doing practice twice because obviously the rigs are equipped with different equipment. Thus giving also the different feelings to those that are also trying sim racing for the first time. We remind all those that have joined us now, we're here live at the Wurth Auto Fair, their showroom in Zebbug. Anybody would like to give a try to this challenge and also come and visit this auto fair where you can see live demonstrations. Also by Wurth and their people from giving live demonstrations of their great equipment related to the automotive industry. We have qualifications running till 7 o'clock in the evening. All those that already gave the sims a try, they can come and do their second qualification session, and all those that didn't manage to come, they can do so by joining us till 7 o'clock in the evening. The top 16 drivers, top 16 times will then pass on to tomorrow, and we'll see the top 16. So now practice is over. They have a short break, following which we'll go for the race and we'll see what times they will be clocking in. So as we said, they have a short break now, and in very soon they are checking their times on the practice session. We're 1 minute 50 seconds away from the start of their second race. We'll see if they manage to beat their own time and thus almost securing a place for them in the top 16 for tomorrow. In 1 minute 15 seconds they will be starting their last run, where now we have Kurt Camilleri on SRM1 and Terence Grek on SRM2. Seconds away, and they are now on track, waiting for the lights. Here we go, the lights are going on now. And off they go for this second session for Kurt Camilleri and Terence Grek. Kurt Camilleri on SRM1 and Terence Grek on SRM2. Make my way to Justin so that he can then confirm the times they will be clocking in the second run. And here we are now. I'm walking towards Justin. Very soon, near the end of the run. Am I right? So we have Kurt on SRM1 and Terence on SRM2. They are very close once again. And now we're gonna have the times. And I leave it to Justin.
So SRM1 clocked 1:18.578 and SRM2 1:19.277.
So we have Kurt Camilleri did 1:18.578, 1:18.578, and Terence Grek did 1:19.277. Next to drivers, will be Keith Camilleri, I think, and Omar Barbara. Where now we see we have Omar Barbara on SRM 1, Keith Camilleri on SRM 2. They're getting ready. As soon as then Justin restarts their session, they will be ready to go. They're getting in place. You see Omar putting on his gloves, headphones are on. And it seems they are now doing their qualifying session. I mean their practice session, and this is second qualifying session for Keith Camilleri and Omar Barbara. We have Omar Barbara on SRM1 and Keith Camilleri on SRM2. We remind all those watching us that they can join us here at the Wurth showroom at the Wurth Auto Fair 2018 in Zebbug, where they can also, apart from seeing live demonstrations with the great Wurth equipment and tools, they can also have a try at this simulator challenge we have and see if they manage to do their top 16 time. They now have their last 45 seconds of practice before they do their first round, and then they swap simulators. So now we're in the waiting down and cooling down period for the drivers before we go for the actual qualifying session. And we'll see if they'll manage to do better times than their first session. "25 seconds away before the start of their session. We have Omar Barbara on SRM1 and Keith Camilleri on SRM2. And the lights are on. And here they go. So we'll see the times now. Let's see the times. Omar and Keith did. We had Omar SRM1, Keith Camilleri SRM2. Justin?
So SRM1 120.091 and SRM2 118.153.
Okay, so it seems to have the best time clocked in by Keith Camilleri 118.153. Now they're going to swap places where we have Keith Camilleri on SRM1 and Omar Barbara on SRM2. They're gonna have a 3-minute practice session, following which they will have the race, which will count towards their qualifying times. And here they go with the practice session. They do their practice session now. 3-minute practice session, following which they will have the race. Their practice session is soon over. And following this, they will have a short break and go for the race session. So now we're going through the cooling down period for the drivers, following which they will have their second race. We have Keith Camilleri on SRM1, Omar Barbara on SRM2, and we'll see if they manage to better their own times to secure their place for the top 16 of tomorrow. 50 seconds away from the start of the second race for Keith Camilleri on SRM1 now and Omar Barbara on SRM2. Following which we'll have another two drivers doing their qualifying session, their second section to clock in their best time. For those following us, you can join us here at the Wurth Auto Fair in Zebbug at the Wurth showroom, where you can, a part of having and seeing around the great tools and equipment from Wurth and even live demonstrations. You'll be able also, if you want to have a go at our simulators and try to clock in a time and clock best top 16 times so that you can qualify for the finals tomorrow. Race is on, red lights are on, and here they go. So the leader has started the last lap also. Let's see if they manage to better their own time. Keith Camilleri SRM1, Omar Barbara SRM2. So let's see the times they managed to clock in. And on to Justin.
So SRM1 117,709 and SRM2 123,871.
Okay, so we have the best time of the weekend till now with 117.709 clocked in by Keith Camilleri. So we have now Bernard Vella on SRM1 and Brendan Tabone on SRM2. So we see the first practice session for Bernard Vella and Brendan Tabone. We have Bernard Vella SRM1, Brendan Tabone SRM2. So they have the last 52 seconds of practice. So their last 10 seconds of practice, following which they will have a short cooling down period, and then we'll see the first, their second try at the first race qualifying session for Bernard Vella on SRM1 and Brendan Tabone on SRM2. And now we're on for the wait time for the drivers, and we're gonna start soon with their qualification. So we have 1 minute 30 seconds before this first run between Bernard Vella and Brendan Tabone. Actually, we're running qualifications. For those following us, they can come here also and give the simulators a try, apart from seeing the great equipment and tools from Wurth during this Wurth Auto Fair 2018, and there's a Zebbug showroom. And the lights are going on. And here they go. Let's see what time they're gonna clock in. And I pause. So, SRM1, there is Bernard Vella, 118.977. SRM2, Brendan Tabone, 120.648. And the session is on. Now we're gonna follow the second practice session for Brendan Tabone and Bernard Vella. So Brendan Tabone on SRM1, Bernard Vella on SRM2. So they have a 3-minute session, following which we'll see the race and we'll see if they manage to better their own time. and the practice session is now over. We're just waiting for the drivers to cut their respective finish line, following which we'll have a short cooling down time for the drivers and for them to get ready for their qualifying session, which is actually the race. So we'll see if they manage to better their own time. So I would like to obviously thank our sponsors that support us to do such events. In this case, definitely Wurth that had us here for this weekend. Wurth Pro Racing, GT Omega Racing, Textor, Malta, Genesis, Fanatec, Husingveld, Chevron, Creative Solutions, and Sparco. We're gonna have now another 1-2 minutes, before the drivers do their second session here at the Wurth Auto Fair 2018. So 10 seconds away from the start of the race. The lights are going on, and here they go. Let's see if they manage to better their own time. And I see Brendan Tabone and Bernard Vella. We have Brendan on the SRM1 and Bernard Vella on SRM2. We see that the leader started the last lap. So let's see what times Brendan Tabone and Bernard Vella are gonna clock. We have Brendan Tabone on SRM1 and Bernard Vella on SRM2. We remind you, we are here live from the Wurth Auto Fair 2018 at the Zebbug showroom. And they are very near each other. Let's see with Justin now the times that they have clocked. And so SRM1 119.695, where we had Brendan Tabone in this case on SRM1, SRM2 Bernard Vella 120.004. Well done. So we're gonna go for a very short commercial break, and we'll be back with more qualification runs with Matthew, as I remember, and I forgot the name of the other driver. And even Justin managed to forget the name, but we have the next two drivers up in a few minutes. Thank you.
Gigabit Internet issa f'Malta. Gawdi mill-Giga Power biss mal-Melita Flexi.
So we are back where we have Matthew Bugeja on SRM1 now and Matthias McCartney, SRM2, where they're doing their practice session now, following which they will do their race so that they clock their time. So the practice session is over, and we just wait for the drivers to cut their respective finish lines before they start their own race, and it seems they just stopped. We're going for the next session now. Which will be the qualifying session. And we are 1 minute away from the start of this session. And we'll see if they manage to better their times. And we're like 17 seconds away from the start of the race, which will serve as a qualifying session to clock their times for this Wurth Sim Racing Challenge from Sim Racing Malta. The lights are on, and here they go. Let's see if Matthew Bujay on SRM1 and Matthias McCarthy on SRM2 manage to better their own times for the qualifying qualifying grid, to see if they manage to do it to the top 16. And we see that the leader is on his last lap. Let's see if Matthew Bujaya and Matthias McCartney will manage to better their own times. Following this race, they will swap positions for their second trial. We're swapping positions because both rigs are set up with different hardware, thus giving the various possibilities of feel to the drivers and people that are new to sim racing. Justin here with me now, so he gives the times. SRM1 we had Matthew Bujay, and on SRM2 we had Matthias McCartney.
So SRM1 clocked 1:20.923 and SRM2 1:23.517.
Great. Now the drivers are changing their positions. We'll give them some time before they start their qualifying session, and we'll see it from there. So we're gonna start the practice session now. And here they go, they can start their practice session, the drivers. They have 3 minutes, following which then they have the race to see if they manage to better their own times. So, practice session is over, so now we'll wait for the race to start. We have Matthias McCartney on SRM1, Matthew Bouget on SRM2. And we're going to see if they manage to better their own times. So we're 30 seconds away from the start of this race, where we have Matthias McCartney on SRM1 and Matthew Bouget on SRM2. Let's see if they manage to better their times. We remind you, have till 7 o'clock to come here and try to register a time for the top 16 qualifiers at the Wurth Auto Fair 2018 here in Zebbug. We're with Justin here. And we had Matthias McCartney on SRM1, Matthew Bouget on SRM2, and Justin, the times.
So SRM1 clocked 1:23.885 and SRM2 1:20.709.
Okay, great. So we're gonna now have the next drivers prepare, and we'll be with you shortly.
So, nothing.
So, we have Michael Mercia now on SRM1, where we're seeing him doing his practice session, following which, actually practice session is over just now, following which he'll do the race. So that, we'll see if he managed to better his first time. We remind you that we have another hour here at the Zebbug showroom of Wurth, at the Wurth Auto Fair 2018. You can come here, see the great tools and equipment Wurth has to offer, and also give a try the simulators we have here. Tomorrow we're going to have the top 16 finals starting from 9 a.m. At around noon we're going to have the presentation of the winners. And now let's wait for another 2 minutes for Michael Mercia to start his run. So, where lights are going on and lights are out, and here he goes. This is Michael Mercia trying his second run. And here we see Michael Mercia finishing, and we'll see what time he clocked in his first run. Now he will go on the other simulator. So Michael Mercia on SRM1 did
1 minute 26 seconds, 864 seconds.
split second. So that was 1:26.864. Now he's gonna take his place on the other simulator, and we'll see what time he'll manage to do there. So we're seeing second practice session for Michael Mercia. Very soon, in 30 seconds, we're gonna go for the race of Michael Mercia to see if he manages to better his own time. After Michael Mercia, we're gonna have Gilbert Grech and Silvio Bugeja doing their try. And there we see now Michael in 50 seconds going on his second run, and we see Omar Barbara with a very nice pose there, waiting so that he sends the other simulator back to pits, because otherwise Michael will find the car on track. After Michael Mercia, we're going to see Silvio Bujay and Gilbert Grech, but before that we're going to go for a short commercial break after the run of Michael Mercia. And there are the lights on. Lights are out, and there Michael Grech goes. And let's see. I'm tired now. I'm just fumbling some words here and there. But anyway, let's see if he manages to better his time in this Wurth Sim Racing challenge. It's an ROC type of track. So we'll see Michael Mercia if he manages to do a better time. Let's see what time Michael has clocked in. So Michael Mercia just did a 1:26.952. We're going for a short commercial break now, and we'll be back with our next two drivers.
gigabit internet issa f'Malta. Gawdi mill-Giga Power biss mal-Malta Flexi.
So, we are back now, and we're gonna have Gilbert Grech and Silvia Bugeja. Gilbert Grech is, I don't know on which simulator. Let's see. Gilbert Grech is, I think, on SRM2, and Silvia Bugeja on SRM1, or the other way around. So we have Gilbert Grech on SRM2 and Silvia Bugeja on SRM1. They're gonna do the race now in 2 minutes time, and we'll see their qualifying times. So the race is gonna start in 10 seconds. We have Gilbert Grech on SRM2, Silvia Bugeja on SRM1. And here they go. As I said, Silvia Bugeja SRM1, Gilbert Grech SRM2. Let's see. And there we saw some off-road stuff. Let's see what time they managed to clock in this Wurth Sim Racing Challenge. As you possibly can notice, these are also Wurth employees that are giving the simulator a try, and obviously it's their first time driving a simulator. We have Gilbert Grech SRM2, Silvia Bugeja SRM1. The leader of the race is on his last lap now. You can see that Gilbert Grech on SRM2 seems to have won the race. We have SRM2 with 125.152, SRM1 with 130.947. That means that Silvio Bugea had 130.947 and Gilbert Grech had 125.152. Now they will change position and start with their second race. Now I see them starting their second qualifying session here, practice session actually. They're gonna start their practice now. And we see now in the 15 seconds the second race will start for Silvio Bugeja and Gilbert Grech. We have now Silvio Bugeja on SRM2 and Gilbert Grech on SRM1. And here they go. Gilbert Grech on SRM1 and Silvio Bugeja on SRM2. The race is over. So SRM1 registered 124.682, SRM2 registered 129.549. So this is gonna be the second race for Gilbert Grech and Silvio Bugeja. Silvio Bugeja is on SRM 2 and Gilbert Grech on SRM 1. The lights are going on. Lights are out and here they go. So the race is over. SRM1 seems he has blown the engine, so SRM2 has clocked a time of 1:31.755. Now they change sim again, do their second round, and see if they manage to better their own times. And the race is gonna start in 40 seconds. And so the race is gonna soon start. Lights are going on. Lights are out and here they go. After this session of these two drivers, we're gonna have Elton and Brian Kakiya doing their runs, and they will be the last runs of today. Then we'll see you tomorrow for the finals, starting off at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna have the top 16 eliminations. You see that SRM2 once again blew the engine. Sorry, SRM1 blew the engine. And there we have a finish. There we have a finish. And so the SRM2 did 1:27.836. We have now Elton and Brian. They take their place, do their practice sessions, first run, swap simulators, practice session, second run, and we're done for today. Elton, jieħu postu, please. Elton. So that will do this last run from these two drivers, and that's for today. So they're doing their first practice session, following which then they will do the race to see how to clock their times for tomorrow, and we'll see if they manage to do good time to qualify for the top 16. So this is the last 20 seconds of their practice session, following which they do the first race. After that they swap simulators, have another 3 minutes of practice, second race, and that will be the last race of the day. And in 2 minutes now they will start their first race. Elton and Brian. So the race is gonna start soon. Lights are going on. Lights are out, and here they go. The RM2 got a penalty because obviously he did a false start. So that's Elton finishing the first race. So we have Elton with 126.523. Elton 126.523. And we're waiting for Brian to finish his lap. And Brian 203140. They're gonna change simulators and do their race, which will be the final race of today. So the race is gonna start in 2 minutes. The race is gonna start in 45 seconds. Ten seconds and the race will start. Lights are going on. Lights are out. There they go. You see that he has a false start. That's resulting in a penalty for Elton. So we have SRM1 with 138.293, SRM2 148.889. So this was the last race of the day. So this is for today. It was a long day of qualifying here from the Wurth Auto Fair 2018 at their showroom in Zebbug. Thank you all the participants, thank you all the drivers, thank you followers, thank you all those that came here. Hope we see you tomorrow. We start at 9 o'clock, yes, and 9 o'clock sharp. So we have the eliminations of the top 16, following which then we'll see who will be the podium winners.
Yes, correct. We're going to start exactly at 9 in the morning, sharp, and we try to finish by 12. We will finish by 12. So please don't come late, or else we have to keep going on and you lose your opportunity to compete in the finals. Thanks to the sponsors, Wurth especially. This is the event of Wurth Auto Fair. Thanks to Tech Store, thanks to GT Omega Racing, Fanatec, Melita, Husingveld, Genesis, and all the other companies that support us throughout the year, especially as obviously Keith Camilleri of Chevron Creative Solutions, who made the banner for us of the World Pro Racing. And yeah, obviously thanks to all the team who helped us during this event. Hopefully tomorrow it will be a great one. And obviously this is not the last event, and keep updated on our Facebook pages to keep up to date with our latest news.
So thank you, have a good evening, see you tomorrow, be with us.
Gigabit Internet issa f'Malta. Gawdi mill-Giga Power biss mal-Malita Flexi.